surveyor come out and survey the land for the AHD, which is the nominal flood protection level. Just so we could lift this house up and get it ready for the extension, to find out where our actual flood level was, like the protection of it. So he come out and did that. He was out here for no longer than an hour, went back, sent us an email, and on the day he actually said to me he thinks that we're around 350, 400 low. He had to do some final calculations to figure it out to where the floor actually had to go to. Being that this is sort of a floodish area, I just wanted to be extra sure and be well above that height sort of thing. So, and it's not going to hurt. So just today, I've just cleaned out a little bit. I've been dusting off the walls and cleaned the base plates off and cleaning just everything. And I thought I'll chuck the level around and see where that floor level actually ends up. And where, as you can see, this is the room where he took it from. And this is 400. I don't know if you can see out there. There's a little spike at the front of my car, which actually says the level on it, which then I brought that in here. I knew he told me he was 400 mil off this, 410 mil off this floor level here. So I marked 410 mil on here. I put the laser here, projected a line out to the kitchen cabinet, put a line on, and then I projected a line over to there, which therefore that is the height set where the floor has to go to. That's the finish height. I knew we were low because we're only about 100 mil off the ground, which I knew that's just common sense. It needs to be 450 at a bare minimum just in normal sites. So I knew that we were going to have to lift it up, and I wanted to lift it up anyway because when you're coming through the hallway, I wanted it all to be one height. Obviously, everyone would just want that. That's what you would want. While some people have steps because they like steps, and that's not a problem, but what we wanted is, we just wanted that flow straight through, and I knew once we got the extension, they were going to make us put it at that flood protection height anyway. So it was just easier that I got that done now. So when I lift this house up, it's the exact same. I know that it's not actually going to be that high off the ground. We were scared that it was going to be ridiculously off the ground, but at the moment, like I said, it's the bearer itself, like the joist and the bearer, so the top of the stumps is actually like in some spots 100 mil off the ground. I knew that just was never going to work. So now that we've got this height, I can dig in them new stumps, lift it up, dig in them new stumps, lower it back down onto those. It's just going to be such a much better job. It's just going to be getting it up. I have done it once and that was a task, but this one should be a little bit easier because we have room. Last time it was a townhouse, we didn't have room around the house itself. So this one should be much easier now that we've got room to put beams through or put jacks out wide or get a tractor in to help us out and so on and so forth. Also, I forgot to tell you that something happened. That earlier I said, oh well, a nice panel saw, like so, cut down the plaster. And I've been thinking this whole time that High Street, our other house, had this as well, and we obviously gutted that and put all new plaster up. And I was thinking to myself, when I was cutting before, I was thinking, I didn't use a saw, like a manual saw, to cut all the plaster out. I was thinking, how the hell did I do it? Like, I didn't use a Stanley knife. And then I remembered, it all just clicked, that I'm in the last room. This is the last room of the house of plaster. That I just used the rip saw. It's so easy, you just rip it down the lines and rip it off in tiny little sections. So the whole it's just a real silly moment. Really goofy. God damn it. Too late now. main thing, obviously, is that it gets so dusty. That's the one thing that the actual hand saw is good for. Hand saw is good for. Should have a mask on. Protection, protection, protection. So this morning I headed down to Bunnings first thing to grab some new ripsaw blades because I snapped cutting that plaster last night. And then I knew the bin was going to rock up today, and I said to Lani, I was not meant to be here till 12 o'clock, but there's a chance it could come earlier. Sure enough, I get out of the gate, 10 minutes up the road. She gives me a message, the bin's here. It was always going to happen. That's all right. It's here now, it's good. So I'm just going to clean up this rubbish, get it into the bin, start shandying some of that horsehair into there. And then just have a bit more of a clean up. It just kind of free up some space. And then today I might start tearing up this pine floor. Just tearing up some floor, and I thought I said earlier I was gonna keep it and reuse it throughout, and then I'll rip it up and I've realized that it's all been reused. All the bottom tongue's been ripped off, half of them's like fully cracked and they've actually been patched, but they did such a good job I didn't even notice that they'd been patched. Once I exposed it, obviously that was never going to happen. So I've just been smacking them out now because it's going to be waste. I did say to Lani before that we could reuse them, but it would be a matter of me literally cleaning them up, so denailing them, pushing them through the saw, turning them around, pushing them through the saw, obviously keeping them straight, and then putting the tongue and groove back into them. And it's just like, where's that start and where's that stop? So I thought, you know, because I'm going to have to sand them all too through the barrel sander, and I just thought, it's too much. It's too much work. But with that being said, there has been success as I've brought the high lift jacket out of the shed inside, and I just started to creep it up, and it just lifts so good. Like with the plaster being off, like there's got to be, you know, nearly 2 ton of plaster probably throughout the house, and just creeping that floor up, it's just lifted so much. Obviously the perimeter is going to be a different story, but I lifted it up 20 mil, you know, in that formal lounge room in about 10 minutes. Like it just lifted up so good, which also is going to be a matter of, you know, digging out those stumps, jacking it up, propping it up, digging out those stumps and replacing them, because you just can't leave them like that. It's horrible. So yeah, there has been some success today, although it's been slow success. Bringing up the floor is just so hard. It's a lot harder than I remember it being. I did a little bit of patchwork at High Street once again. It's actually really hard. It's really, really hard. But now that I'm on a bit of a roll, we're starting to get a bit of a flow state, as I like to call it, going, and it's starting to turn up. But I'm hoping this probably will only take me 2 days, you know, to clear this whole floor up. Fingers crossed. Could take longer though.
So Jax and I have decided on a change in the house. This was originally going to be our bathroom. We were going to extend it out, and this was going to be our office, but we're thinking of switching the two around. So this is now going to be our bathroom because we've got the natural light, and then that room will still extend it, and that will be our office. So we're thinking of having a vanity here, shower, toilet, and then bath here. And then you have all the light from the window, so it's not going to be so dark, because we're going to paint this room like a dark green, so it doesn't really matter if it's dark in there, and we're going to have skylight in there too. So we thought it would be better having the natural light for the bathroom rather than the office, because you need the natural light for the bathroom really. So that's the little changes that we've made, and then yeah, that's about it. Jackson's ripping up all the floor and it's looking good. It feels massive in here now.
Doesn't feel doomy.
Nah, and it doesn't smell so bad anymore. which is good.
Oh, this could all change again, though.
Yeah. Who knows?
Change 10 times. That could be turning back into a bathroom.
It could, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
You weren't a fan of it when I said it to you originally.
No, I was thinking of it in my head. I never said no. Never said no. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Switch these two rooms around.